Okay, that's us. I'd like to welcome Joshua Grant, the first singer ever to the podcast. Welcome, mate.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this.
It's an honour to be the first singer.
I think pretty much you're the first I've had a golfer on actually. You're the
Yeah.
first person that's not a sports person. Majority of the stuff has been football, so this is gonna be interesting.
I'm a terrible football player as well, so
I've seen you play.
yeah.
I've seen you play.
There you go.
You're a little bit worse than me, so you're not that bad. Okay, so introduction. 20 years old.
Yes.
20-year-old Scottish singer from Edinburgh. Yeah. These are some stats I've got. You amassed 170,000 plus streams across different platforms.
Wow.
Yeah, does that sound about right?
Yeah.
In particular, your single Edinburgh, 169,000. Is that downloads or streams on Spotify?
That'll be streams, yeah.
Streams.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1 in the official Scottish charts.
Yeah.
Number 34 in the official UK download charts. Number 10 on iTunes worldwide. And that was the single Edinburgh.
Yeah.
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 You have, this was pretty cool, I found this out, hopefully it's true and it's not some made up thing. You supported Brit Award winner Tom Walker when you were 18 years old.
Yeah. That's February of 2020, yeah.
That must have been pretty cool.
It was nuts. There's a weird story about that. It was like a newspaper article, basically like apply to play slot, like support Brit Award winner Tom Walker. My friend's mum sent me like the clipping of it. She sent me like a wee photo and text.
Out the paper?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And,
It's old school.
It was old school.
I like
it
that.
wasn't like it was really cool how they did it. And then you just like sent over your song. So the only one I had out at the time was Transparent. So I sent that over to them, and they said something like, "We'll pick the people who are going to play." At the end of December. End of December came around, I still hadn't heard anything, and so I kind of forgotten about it in a way. And then middle of January time, I was moving to America, and I got an email when I was at work, and I literally was like, I was completely shaking. Like, yeah, because it was completely escaped my mind, and then when it came in, I like the feeling was unbelievable. And then,
what was it just saying basically like, you're in?
Yeah, they were just like, it was a email from DF Scotland who we actually now work with, so it's weird how it sort of came back around. Really nice actually, but they gave me the slot, which was really cool, and I called my mum and she went, "Oh, that's brilliant, but it's a shame you can't go." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, you're in America," and I went, "Yeah, but," and she was like, "Yeah, it's a real shame." I went, "We'll talk about this when I get home."
But you hadn't gone yet?
No. So
all right, okay.
I was booked to go. So I think the actual show was the 12th of February, I think, and I flew out to America on the 31st of January. So I was there for about 11 days, and then flew back. I basically it didn't take Mum much convincing, to be fair to her, but
Did you know who Tom Walker?
Oh yeah.
She knew who Tom Walker was. You didn't have to show any videos.
I know. I was like, "Mum, you don't say no to
Yeah.
Tom Walker. Don't say no to these sort of things," because it's still like once in a lifetime sort of opportunity. As well as America, to be fair. But
so you flew out and then flew back for the Tom Walker gig, and then you flew back again.
I spent about 12 hours in Edinburgh.
Wow.
Landed, went to the venue, shot for STV, which was really fun actually. And they were just doing like a little bit on, like they applied to play slot and stuff. And then played the gig, went out, and then got back on a plane. And then I had to fly.
How was the gig? Was it good?
Oh, it was so good.
Was it good?
He's nuts.
Is he?
He's unbelievable.
He's good. I like his stuff.
His voice is
it's insane,
just next level. And he was really nice. Like he had a lot of time for me and the other guy who was supporting Luke Levolp.
Okay.
Yeah, he was just like really, really nice guy.
Yeah, that's good though. I feel like anyone, even in like my kind of profession of sport, like if there's older guys who are doing well for themselves, experience and kind of have made it as such, like it goes a long way when they, just not go out their way, but like you might hear some banging. By the way, they're building another studio upstairs.
Well, if it's anything like this one, that's nuts.
Yeah, that studio's good. We forgot to give G4 Claims a shout out, so G4 Claims studio is lovely. Yeah. Can't wait to see the new one up the stairs as well. But back to obviously Tom Walker. So he was a pretty decent guy then.
Oh, he was just because I mean he'd sort of caught his success from not only just this. He's a very, very talented person, but he sort of broke and caught his success from supporting George Ezra.
Okay.
So he was basically just like it was really really nice. It's just like wanted to sort of give Especially like local acts, because he was playing a lot of venues around Scotland, and the whole point was it was like a local act from every city.
Right. Okay.
And so he was just basically like, I just want to give the same chance to
what was the crowd?
else.
What was the crowd like? Was it a big crowd?
Oh,
or?
It was completely sold out. It was like 300 folk.
Wow.
It was unbelievable.
Brilliant.
It was it was. I was very nervous, but it was.
Were you?
It was good. It was
so how early on was that in the kind of gigging for you? Like, was that because you were 18 at the time?
Yeah.
Had you done?
I just turned. Yeah, no, so I was 18.
Had you done many gigs?
I'd played maybe about 2 or 3 possibly.
Really? So really early stages.
Yeah.
But you brought out a couple of songs though.
I think I had 2 out. I think
two songs.
Transparent and Gone were out of that. No, and Figure Out I'd released as well. Just I think.
So that's pretty cool. You're only 2 or 3 gigs in, and then you've got that opportunity. That's awesome.
It was really cool, and it was brilliant.
Yeah,
really, really nice.
So we'll chat more on things like that, because there's a couple of things I want to ask you about it. But I'm going to finish off my little intro of Josh. So you talked about going over to the States.
Yeah.
So you were going over to the States, the School of the New York Times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Learning the workings of the paper. I've taken that part out of a paper. And you're meant to go there for 4 months.
Yeah.
Ahead of going to uni.
Yeah, January till middle of May. Yeah.
Okay. And you study economics and philosophy.
Yeah. Study
at
Glasgow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So basically, you were busking in Central Park at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your biggest inspiration is the Snuts. That's what I've got here. And how would you describe your music? So for someone that's listening who has never heard of Josh Grant before, how would you describe yourself and your music?
So, yeah, I mean, previous to tomorrow, that's the first plug already. Look at this.
Go for it. Plug away, mate. Plug away.
I've got a new single coming out tomorrow called What's on My Mind. That's sort of a real jump up from what we've been releasing before. It's been sort of like your indie, sort of like maybe acoustic, probably more your Jerry Cinnamon sort of vibes before this, which has been just brilliant. It was all acoustic, so I played it all myself, didn't really have a band or anything. And then I've now got a band behind me, which is it's just so much better, more fun.
Yeah.
Even playing gigs are more fun. You're not like packing up by yourself and then sort of going home. You get to go out with your mates and stuff. It's a different experience, and it's I think music should be shared, and it's really nice that I get to share it with my friends, play with them. But
definitely. So you've got a lot of things going on then. Just now, you've obviously got your uni degree. You're obviously gigging, bringing out songs and stuff like that. How do you find balance, and what do you prefer doing? I'm going to take one guess.
Well, I'll give the answer that my parents would like, and then sort of an honest answer. Uni's fun for the social side. I do enjoy it, and I like learning and stuff. But yeah, you're right.
So why did you choose to do a degree like that and not something more like I don't know? Just in my head, I thought you did something more.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe music based. I don't know.
It's a weird one. Like the music degree in itself is very theory based, which I'm not that interested in.
Yeah.
I would have really liked to do something like a degree in production.
Okay.
There's a really good college in Glasgow, Riverside Music College. I think it's really hands-on, and they've got a lot of professionals there. So it might be something to look at after I finish this one. But I think doing something like that you already love doing kind of puts like you don't want to be forced into doing something that you already love. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So you chose the economics and philosophy degree. What year are you in?
Second year.
Second year?
Yeah.
Okay. But would you say, what's the answer that your parents don't want to hear?
No, actually, they're super, super supportive. I'm joking, but they would love me to say that I dedicate all of my time to my studying.
To your studies.
They're super supportive. They're brilliant.
But for you, the dream career is a life in music, singing, writing, that kind of thing. So do you write your own songs? Do you do it? So talk me through the kind of process of...
Yeah, it's been really good fun recently, actually. I've been working with a lot of really cool people that have been helping me write. It's all the stuff previous to the new one was sort of written by myself, and I think collaborations actually it's easy to be sort of really closed and sort of this is my stuff, I don't do it. But it's even if like I write a song and take it to another songwriter and say, I mean, another pair of ears is 99% of the time is always going to make it better. And that's been something that I've been learning recently. Collaboration's been really good fun. been writing with some really cool people. Some guys down in London, Glasgow. Yeah.
So like, are you? And when you say writing with them, are they helping you write your stuff, or you both you're kind of writing your own stuff and bouncing ideas off each other?
It's both. Yeah, it'll either be I'll bring an idea in and we'll work on it, or they'll bring an idea and we'll work on it, or yeah, they'll basically just say like, I've got a song. Do you wanna? That's just the way the industry is. But yeah, it's really I prefer sort of collaborating on stuff. Last week we went to the studio in Glasgow. And on the Wednesday, Johnny came in. He's a really, really talented songwriter, and he's like, "I've written a chorus," and it's unbelievable. And then we just basically sat, wrote the verse, wrote the chorus, pieced the whole thing together, and the next day jumped straight into like the proper big studio and recorded it all in a day.
So how does it work? Like, you obviously write the kind of lyrics, the words to the song, and then what do you then think up? What kind of like tune is? I'm basic knowledge here. Like
it goes either way. You can either come in with like a really cool riff or like a chord progression that's really nice, or you can start with lyrics or start with a melody. There's lots of different ways to do it.
Yeah,
I quite like my voice memos on my phone.
Okay, I noticed that actually on your TikTok. Did you make a video on that? Like,
yeah.
So that's how you kind of start.
Yeah, I'll just like sing something stupid into my phone, and then or even like a melody, so I won't even have any words. It'll just be like do 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 whatever it is, and then I'll go back to it and yeah. Or if we're writing something and I'm thinking, oh, there's something on my phone, I'll go in and try and find it and see if it fits. It's good to sort of catalogue everything.
Yeah, definitely. Because you never know. I feel like with some singers and stuff like that, you maybe hear of, they maybe write something a couple of years back and then they do nothing with it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like a couple of years down the line, it's like that could be like the biggest song they've ever made.
Yeah.
What about instruments? What instruments do you play?
I sing and just play guitar. I wish I could do. I wish I could play piano, and maybe I wish I could play the drums. But I really think the saxophone's really cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, and Sam Fender actually. Yeah. They've both got some great.
Sam Fender played the sax?
No, his
just in his music.
He's got like his mate. I think his mate's called Johnny or something. Because when Newcastle got bought over, there's a video of his saxophone player on top of a bus, just playing like
going for it,
and everyone's like Shira, Shira. Yeah, and I think that was the week his album released as well. So you might have seen the clip of him on BBC Morning.
And he's
sitting
hanging.
there. And he's like,
yeah.
He's
good though. I like his music as well. He's really good. He was at Barrowland recently, wasn't he?
Yeah. I had tickets to that. I can't remember where I was, but couldn't go. I just gave him somebody else.
So what was your what moment in your kind of like when you were growing up as a kid did you realise like, one, I love music, I love playing the guitar, and two, I like maybe singing, that kind of thing?
I've always loved sort of singing. I was saying to you earlier, I just used to be tone deaf.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Oh no, honestly, like my friends from school, or even like my teachers and my mum and dad.
When you tell them, I'm a singer now.
Do you know the person that would actually back me up here? My grandma. She would just say, "Oh my god, he used to be tone deaf." But yeah, I don't know if I sort of grew out my voice or sort of sounded or began to like figure out what sounds right for me, I guess. But I liked a lot of musical theatre growing up. Edinburgh's such a great place for that because you've got the Fringe.
Yeah.
So it was like, this is actually quite a funny story. When I was in primary 4 or something, this like casting crew came to school, and they basically got 3 of the smallest guys in the year, which at the time was me.
Who you want to know?
Oh yeah, I was I don't know, I'm not that tall just now, but I used to be a very, very small kid. And they basically just wanted like the 3 smallest guys, and then sort of casted them into this role of Chip in Beauty and the Beast, the little teacup.
Right, okay.
And it was a Broadway show, so it was Edinburgh Playhouse. So there was like 1,200 people every night.
So you were playing in this at Edinburgh Playhouse. You were a teacup.
Yeah, I was a teacup. And the reason
that inspired you to kick on.
Well, literally, and the reason that they wanted the smallest guys was because they had this little trick of the trade where it was like a literal just a crate on wheels. And I don't know how familiar the listeners are with Beauty and the Beast, but they've got like the teacup and then the little pot that pushes the teacup around or whatever. And it was literally a crate, and it was tiny, but I had to like fit in it, like sitting in. I had like mirrors, like this mirror trick that meant when you stick your head through the top of like this crate, and they strap like a little teacup to your head. The audience would just only see your head and a teacup on a crate. So they basically just needed someone really small, and that was me. So that's where.
So that was your first time on stage then.
Yeah,
first time on stage.
Yeah, and I don't know, but maybe
what age were you then? You were
God,
primary 4, so it's pretty young,
9,
isn't it? Yeah,
maybe even younger actually. But
and then when did the kind of stage come where you were like, you know what, I want to do this myself. I want to have the guitar. I want to have the microphone. I want to be center stage.
Yeah, I think it was Christmas 2018. I think I sort of. Asked my mum to get me some recording gear for Christmas, not too dissimilar to this, basically just a little box and a microphone, and you plug it into your laptop and you can garage band away. And yeah, got that for Christmas, and then sort of over that Christmas I wrote my first song, Transparent, and then played it to a couple of my mates, and they were like, when were you going to tell me that you could do this? And they were like, so I was never going to put it anywhere, but they were so nice about it, and supportive, that sort of researched how to get your songs on Spotify or whatever, and then just completely fell in love with it from there.
And what age were you when you started playing the guitar?
9, 10.
Okay. So that was the kind of first. That was the first part, and then the singing came.
Yeah, the singing. Maybe later on, sort of S5, S6. I really like doing. There's like a little house competition in my school. It's called House Rock.
Okay.
And it's like Harry Potter, or whatever. You get put into your house system.
Yeah.
And then you'd make a band and play against all the other houses, and I always really enjoyed that. So it's sort of just sort of my time at school. I began to like get really interested into like the Scottish scene, and bands like the Snuts sort of inspired me to try and do it myself. Yeah.
So who's your kind of like obviously growing up and even now, like who do you kind of maybe look up to, but maybe like aspire to or model yourself on? Do you do that at all, or are you just trying to be yourself? Like
Totally. I mean, inspiration is really important. People like the Snuts who have come from like Whitburn, basically. Whitburn, like in between Glasgow and Edinburgh, and are now Superstar's #1 album. It's a proper success story. It's
I feel there's like why do you think there's a lot of really successful Scottish singers?
Oh yeah, look,
why?
I mean, recently,
why is that?
I have no idea. I think it's might just be something in the water, you know. It's the Highland
there does seem to be a lot though.
Yeah, I think.
But I think that must be amazing though for like someone who is like starting their journey.
Oh, it's so inspiring. It's brilliant. I mean, it's even like recently you've got so many people coming out of like Glasgow, that sort of like middle area, because Capaldi's best mates with the Snuts. They grew up together, went to school together. There's like a wee pocket of like the Central Belt, and actually up in sort of the Aberdeen areas, like that. It's just some amazing bands, and it's shout out Deacon Blue from Dundee.
There we go.
Because
you're from Dundee.
I'm from Edinburgh. My dad's side,
my
whole dad's side of the family are from Dundee, which is where that connection comes from. But yeah, I mean, it's really really nice sort of growing up and having that sort of role models, and there is like almost a roadmap of you're walking in the footsteps of people that have done it before. So it's
to me anyway, it might be that you might have a different perspective, but like the way I see it is it can be very fast in terms of like I think about Lewis Capaldi and he was doing like pretty small gigs, and then all of a sudden it's just like it's almost like, is it overnight? I don't know.
I think he is an anomaly just because of who he is. I mean there's arguments for and against. I mean, God, he's unbelievable. He's incredibly talented, but
what do you see? What do you see the pathway? Do you see it as?
I like a slower growth, because you're gonna. I mean, to me, I'm just chatting, but I think a slow growth's maybe nicer because you appreciate.
Yeah,
you appreciate your steps more, and you appreciate the little things more. I imagine Lewis Capaldi is very appreciative of what he's got, but I think Elton John basically said it's a very strange experience playing, as you said, Capaldi on like 200 capacity gigs and then selling out arenas.
Yeah,
he's not really,
in between.
Yeah, which is nothing to do with him. It was just complete demand. Everyone loved him. So that was his path, I guess. But I think.
So have you kind of like mapped a little kind of like journey out for yourself, like in your head? Do you have like goals?
Totally, yeah. I've got like that little book, and I've been crossing them off. And
I've seen the book. Yeah,
they're almost all crossed off. There's a couple more.
For like, do you do it like do you have yearly things you set yourself out to do yearly?
It's not. I probably should, to be honest, but it's more just like
general list.
Yeah, any sort of time, and then I don't really like putting that much pressure on myself to say, this date, because it's music's a lot
of stuff you can't control.
Yeah, music's a little bit more different than that. Like, exactly what you say. Some factors you just can't control. So,
so to me, obviously, I've never been in the kind of music like industry, football industry.
It's probably the same, because there are a lot of factors you can't really.
Oh no, it's true. I mean, I think you definitely can't manage performance based. It's a lot of things out your control.
Yeah.
But what I'm interested in is what is like the kind of like what's the kind of initial journey like for a football player? It's like, okay, going into an academy and playing like reserves and going to a first team. But for yourself, like. Is there a lot of graft you have to do? Like, what are you doing right now in terms of what's different between now?
Yeah, I think especially sort of now, there used to be a record deal that you could get. Basically, it was a development deal. Labels would pick up artists incredibly early on in their career and have the money to develop them, but it just doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
You're sort of expected to do a lot of that
yourself.
Which, I mean, you can complain about it or you can embrace it, and I feel
like that humbles you though. And it gives you a good understanding of all the things that's
exactly
involved.
it. It's you learn skills that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. And then, I mean, if it ever does come to the point where you are on a label or you have someone to do that skill that you used to do for you, you get the benefit of knowing that skill. So
and appreciating the work.
You know when they're doing a good job, but you also know if they're doing a bad job. So I really enjoy that side of things. I really enjoy the business side and plugging to.
That's it, because you're having to market, like you're having to do all that, but then you're also having to go and perform.
Yeah.
But then you're also having to go in and like probably set up before.
Yeah.
Do you do all that yourself?
We have one of my very good mates, Andrew Mackay, who's very helpful. He comes on tour with us, and we all set up together. But it's really nice to have another pair of hands to sort of, especially getting out.
So is he good with all that stuff? Like, kind of does he go in before and?
Oh no, it's basically all going together. But he's just a brilliant extra pair of hands. Yeah.
So what's the kind of group just now? Who's it made up of?
Myself, Tom, our guitarist, Becky, our bassist, Joey, our drummer, Mackay, who's we'll call him tour manager. And then a guy from Edinburgh, Callum Jones, who runs Lee Theatre. It's an amazing venue. He helps me out with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people who are really helpful. Is
there kind of like a core of maybe like 5, 6 or 7 of you then?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and was that quite a new thing? Because I know you said previously you were. So when did that kind of start?
Sort of through as soon as I started first year at university, I knew I wanted I wanted to take it to the next level and then start a band. Start a band. To me, it's...
So did you meet all them at uni?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
It was brilliant.
Awesome.
It was a complete luck. They actually lived in the halls right next to me, so they were 30 seconds.
Brilliant.
And so throughout first year, we started practicing for completely no reason because we didn't know when gigs were going to return. Mm-hmm. But it was mostly just getting out of the flat.
Yeah, for fun.
Yeah, and it was just brilliant.
So where would you go for? Have you got like a kind of base in Glasgow where you go and?
We used to have a wee bass that we'd go and rehearse in, but now we just there's like a rehearsal studio in Finiston. It's really good, and like it's mad. When like Transmit came around last year, the rehearsal studio is really, really nice. So everyone will rehearse there before concerts and gigs and stuff.
Okay.
So we were walking around and seeing all the Transmit acts, which was cool, and so I was too shy to go and see them.
Where are you? But, do you get starstruck? Do you think around?
It depends. I mean, if I saw them, if I saw,
what's the kind of music industry like?
Oh, it's so
in that way.
I've never really came across anyone that is like a bad egg or anything. Yeah. But I think that's just my experience. I can't. But yeah, it's everyone's very nice to me good. Anyway. It's been really good fun. But what was it? One of my friends was in the rehearsal studio the other day, and he sent me a photo of a crate
Okay.
And it was all of Paolo Nutini's stamps on it.
Oh, was it?
So he was there.
He was in there,
rehearsing, and I wasn't there, and I was like, but yeah, I don't think I could talk to them there because they're there to do their jobs. I think if I saw them in the street or anything, and Capaldi's in our like local all the time.
What's your local?
Kitty O'Shea's.
Oh, Kitty O'Shea's. That's a good wee spot in there, isn't it?
But he's there all the time, and if I saw him in the street, I'd maybe go and say, "Oh, hello." Yeah. But I can't talk to him.
So see your kind of team, is this like, or the kind of the band now and the group that you've got, like, is that a tight knit group? Like, do you see, like, so for example, your new single is coming out, like, were they all part of? Oh yeah, totally. They're all part of that now.
Integral, completely.
So like, see everything you do now, you see it as like one.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It must be nice to have. It must be nice to have that around as well.
It's really nice, and like as I said, I've enjoy sharing it more. Well, I say that it's incredibly narcissistic. It's still called Joshua Grant. So.
Will that always be the case?
Yeah, it sounds narcissistic of me to say, but I think because of.
But when you start with something, though,
yeah, I think because of the nice success that we had of the Edinburgh singles and of the singles, I can't even speak.
When did that come out?
May.
It's a good song, man. I've got to say, it's a good song. It's one of those songs that when you play it, you want to play it again and again. Much. It's good. That's probably why it's got so many streams on repeat.
That was a really fun time. Yeah. It was perfectly, completely accidentally, but perfectly timed where the first lockdown was basically lifting. So everyone was just out in like, it's a very weird time actually. Everyone was out in like pubs, but you couldn't. It was like the first time you were allowed back in.
Yeah.
And like. The normal was like sitting down and everything, but it was summer, so we were all in like the meadows in Edinburgh and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
it was a nice time.
Yeah,
that's it. You've got it on over the speakers at the barbecue.
Yeah.
I've always wondered this, right? Singers, like, you obviously go around. Do you ever get like
I hate it.
Sick of singing the same song?
Oh no! I could do it for the rest of my life.
You could do it for the rest of your life.
I hate hearing.
Oh, you hate hearing your own music?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Only because I have to listen to it about like 500 times before it comes out.
Yeah.
To let myself know that I think it's a good song.
Yeah.
Or even like, can I make it better? Can I change this? Can I do that? Yeah, I'm sick of it by the time it comes out.
But it's but singing is different though.
Oh yeah, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
So tell me what a day in the life looks like of Josh Grant on a gig day. Can you hear the banging up the stairs? Have you noticed it?
Maybe I might be zoning it out.
I don't know what the guy's doing up there. No.
Hopefully it's a big
nice
studio.
It better be good, whatever it is they're doing up there. But tell me a day in the life
on a gig day.
On a gig day.
I'm glad you said a gig day because I know you ask all your footballers and yeah.
Tell me a day in the life on a non-gig day.
If it was a normal day, it'd be like they're always like, I wake up at 7 o'clock and I'm like
protein shake gym.
Yeah, no, I may wake up about 4 hours later, like, roll out of bed. Like, I'm glad you've asked a gig day, but yeah. So we'll get up at well, it depends if we're touring. Aberdeen was a complete nightmare because I went up a day early to watch a gig, and we've got so much kit that we've got to pile it into my old car, which was just a Polo. So it was like an entire drum kit, 3 guitar amps, 3 guitars, 4 guitars actually, so much kit.
There was no space for anyone to sit.
Oh yeah. So the rest of Joey and Tom and Becky had to come up on the bus, and they spent £150 on buses that morning because they missed 3 of them because they all slept in.
Were they out?
Yeah.
That's the rock star life, isn't it?
Yeah. But if we're touring, it's basically pack all the kit and just get up there as fast as possible. And the rest of them, sadly, have to get a bus because we can't afford any sort of van. Well, I can't even drive a van because I'm not 21.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough.
So we'll get there by any means necessary. I like waking up quite early because I get like morning voice and it's like
you need to let it.
Yeah. I'll wake up and drink a lot of water or whatever.
Yeah.
And then loading's usually around like 4 o'clock. So we just
what was that? Loading.
Load in, yeah.
Load in. So is that when you get everything?
Yeah. So you'll get like a little advance. All the venues will send you like a little timetable of places you need to be. And then we'll basically load in. set everything up. You've got your sound check, which usually lasts about half an hour, maybe. But all the sound engineers that we've worked with are so nice and they're so good. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll basically sound check it, and then the support bands will come in, they'll do their sound checks, and then we'll go and have some scram, and then I'll post.
So basically everything's like set up, so all you need to do is come back in and everything should be good to go.
Totally. And then we'll go get some scram. What was the best place we went? Oh, there was a place in Aberdeen that was brilliant. Edinburgh, there's a place called At Pizza.
Pizza.
Unbelievable.
Good. So was this like a little, was it an app, what kind of tour was it? Like, where were you going?
So because of uni, we couldn't do like a standard, your traditional tour and do like a night in a different place.
Okay.
So I had to play every weekend for about, I think we played a show a week for about 2 months.
All right, wow. That's good going. And that's a lot of nights out as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because is that like part and parcel gig, night out?
Yeah. Yeah. What was our best night out? I had a lot of fun in Aberdeen.
Yeah. So see when you got the sport acts and stuff, like, will you make sure you're there to watch them as well?
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It just goes without saying. They're, just equally as important. And we're support acts as well, and we'd expect the same from.
And what about before you go on? Have you got any like warm up routine? Have any of you? Do you have a little team talk exactly some of that? That's High School Musical stuff.
I try to. It depends how I'm feeling. I'll usually there is like a little 10-minute like vocal warm up.
Okay.
On YouTube, but I don't like doing it around people because it just sounds so stupid.
Does it?
So I usually just go sit in the car and plug my phone in and do it in there. But yeah,
give the team a little pep talk. The squad. Have you got like a little pre-match?
They're really good at it. I mean,
gig.
Our first gig that we played as a band was nuts because it was Freshers Week in Glasgow at the Debates Chamber, which holds about 600 people. Mm-hmm. And
rammed.
The bottom part, so we played it twice. The first time we played it at Freshers Week, all the bottom part was open and it was packed. I don't know how many people, but they treated us really well.
Did they?
Oh my God. It was like crates of just like VKs and beer was getting taken in. And
for you guys.
So nice.
That's nice when you get looked after like that, though, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah. It goes a long way. And,
definitely.
We had like our own wee room, and it was really cool. And and then I think I don't really get nervous. It's weird.
I was going to ask you.
I do get nervous if it's people that haven't really like come to see us. So like a support slot or.
So that's more nerve-wracking than an actual gig.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I think so. And I think even just playing to a smaller amount of people is more nerve-wracking than a bigger amount of people. I mean, yeah.
Because I feel like you can almost like see each and every single one of them in a small gig.
I'm not really the type of person that gets like properly worked up about stuff, but like I feel nerves and I mean that night I was completely fine because it was a big gig and it was going to be great fun. I had a bit to drink already.
I was going to ask you, like, see before gigs, will you drink or will you just go in sober?
Well, for maybe about 6 out of the 9 gigs we played, I couldn't drink anything because I had the car. Okay. So I just went sober. And then I'd pack all the kit back in the car, take it back to wherever we were meant to be, and then get right on it afterwards.
Get straight on it. Drink of choice?
Oh, God.
Jägermeister?
Jägermeister. Yeah, too right. I do love a Jägermeister. They do a really good like espresso martini with a shot of Jaeger in it.
Oh wow,
very nice.
That sounds powerful.
Oh, it's very
There's a lot in that.
There's a lot.
Caffeine, double booze.
Yeah, it's good. And,
so do you prefer doing a gig sober or with a few drinks?
I would never take it too far. I think.
Yeah,
things can get messy, and the people that have come to watch don't deserve that.
Yeah.
So.
Because you're a professional at the end of the day.
Oh,
like,
totally.
You want to put on a good performance. Yeah. And you obviously, like, do you see at the end of a gig, will you be like, right, we did a good job, or that one wasn't quite the way we wanted it? Are you critical of yourself?
Yeah, sometimes we can be in it. Sometimes things go wrong and like strings break, or the monitors that like we can hear our own selves playing will like be weird, so we're really loud, or one of the guitars will be too loud, or vocals will be too loud, and like those things. They get to you and they really frustrate me sometimes, but it's just what it is. But as long as everyone that came enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
You can't be too critical of yourself because you're just getting up. You're getting up. hole of just it's not fun. But
and you've always got a gig around the corner to.
Oh yeah, totally.
To go again, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, we would always like.
What's been your favorite kind of gig that you've done? What's the biggest crowd? Was it probably that 6?
That one we just played. It was an event called Daft Friday at Glasgow.
Daft Friday Glasgow Uni, yeah. That looked insane.
It was so much fun.
Carnage.
It was nuts. At Scout, we were meant to be for supporting Scouting for Girls.
Okay.
And COVID, they pulled out, obviously, because it was right when everything was getting a bit weird again.
That was just before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, which is good because we're like your student band that doesn't really need to conform to any sort of.
So did you become the lead?
Not the lead, but we got bumped up, and yeah, it was unbelievable.
Was it good?
It was absolutely rammed.
Was it? What was the crowd there?
Oh, it was full.
Was it?
It was so good.
Where was that again?
The debates chamber.
In the I saw it had like an upper tier and a lower tier.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It
was so good. Yeah, we had a lot of fun that night. And
is that one of the favourites then?
Oh yeah. And
I
don't know. I really enjoyed playing Aberdeen. I think because a lot of my friends that I hadn't seen for a while were there, and it was just a really nice night. Dundee was good, obviously for like your second home crowd.
Yeah.
Glasgow was brilliant. Completely sold out. It was nuts. But our monitors were off, so we came off a bit annoyed. But it was a great show. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, London was it was mental. We basically had to pack because I couldn't take the car to London, so we had to pack rather than packing all that gear in the car. We had to pack it on a train.
Did you? So the drum kit on a train.
Yeah. So we all had our seats to like go down and stuff, but we ended up having to go to like unreserved seating cabin and just kind of hoping that no one was in there, and like the drum had its own seat and there was like guitars everywhere.
Could have got a wee impromptu concert on the go on the train on the way down.
I think everyone was pretty pissed off.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, London was so much fun. It was a really good experience playing like down there. And again, a lot of my friends had come that I hadn't seen for a very long time, and that one was nuts. Actually, there was some. The Olympic swim team.
Okay.
Because one of my best friends, Sonny, goes to Loughborough, and he brought all of like his mates down, Tim, Joe, Max, all of his mates. They're really cool, and I think they've got like a couple of weeks off a year for just having fun and doing all the stuff that you can't really do as an elite athlete, and they were just crazy.
Carnage.
It was carnage. It was nuts, but it was really good. It was really good fun.
So see, obviously, when the new single comes out, what's do you have a plan to do kind of more gigs lined up from that? What's the kind of plan for that?
Yeah, so we've just signed to DF, which is like one of the main promoters it's the main promoter in Scotland, which was really, really exciting and something I've wanted to do.
So is that so? I read somewhere that you were an unsigned artist. Does that make you a signed artist?
Signed to a promoter.
But
not like your label or anything like that. So still,
are
independent.
Are they separate?
Yeah. So the promoter basically doesn't take any money off you.
Okay.
they
That's a good thing.
Yeah. It's all about having like the whole independent thing or unsigned thing is who controls your music.
Yeah.
Which is still us. Which is good.
Is there a bit? I feel like I've read into a wee bit of it, and there's a bit of like with artists, they're not always happy with.
It can be anything. It's there's nothing wrong with labels at all, but by any means. But there's also nothing wrong with being independent.
Yeah, you can be successful and not be not be signed. Yeah,
it's harder. It is. It's definitely harder.
So what is this promoter signing with this promoter give you? That was obviously a good thing.
Oh yeah. Just give us really cool shows, and they'll pitch us to like cool support acts, and they'll give us a plan of what we want to do for a year, and then we tell them when we want to release a song. They'll tie that in with a gig, help us promote it. And they'll sort everything out with like venues and all sorts of stuff like that. But
so you've got some stuff lined up then for this song
next week. We're playing. Here we go. Second plug. We're playing King Tut's on the 26th of January, which is a really big deal for us. It's like a little mini festival. It should have gone on the whole month, but really sadly because of COVID, there was a lot of acts on like this every single night. It'd be something really cool.
But it's only one.
Yeah, the back end of it.
Right. Okay.
Which is a real shame for all the other acts, and hopefully they can get that like rescheduled and stuff. But thankfully, we're still on. We can play. So we're playing on Wednesday night, and King Tut's is one of these venues that's like kind of holy grail sort of territory. Stories of like Oasis like pitching up and demanding they play, and then they got signed at King Tut's.
Oh really?
That's their story. They came up from Manchester. Is Manchester?
So is it quite a special place to play then?
Yeah, a special place. They basically came up with like another band, weren't on the bill at all to play.
Okay.
They pitched up and was like, we're going to play for half an hour. And they went, no, you're not. And they went, yeah, we are. And they went on and played and got signed by Alan McGee. So it's like it's a special place.
So for you though, is getting signed like a kind of, is that a goal, or are you quite happy to kind of go independent?
Just happy to see where it goes, to be honest. I think if the right sort of people came along, sort of shared in what we want to do.
And would it be a group decision?
Yeah, it would have to be. And well, it would be a group decision.
Yeah.
But I think there's tons of different avenues you can go down. We're really enjoying doing it independent and sort of just releasing when we want.
Yeah.
Which sort of works with the sort of the uni side of stuff and things like that. But yeah, it's totally either way. I'm just open to anything, to be honest.
So is see the way it works, like, do you kind of just bring out singles, or like when comes the stage where you bring out an album, that kind of thing? Yes. Like, how does that work?
The sort of age of an album's a bit of a weird one, because you need to have like an audience that is literally like begging for an album, or like the financials just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, the Snuts are a perfect example of that. They released singles after singles and EPs for 5 or 6 years or something. Before they released their album straight to number one.
Yeah.
And that I mean, that's a really nice goal to have. Whether we'll ever make it, who knows? But
you just work through the processes, don't you? Lay the groundwork kind of thing.
And I think sort of the way that even like marketing's going in TikTok and stuff. You can't market an album on TikTok. What you can do is really successfully market individual singles. So I'm
going to be using your single on some of my TikToks. There we go, get it up there, get it trending.
Well, the sound will come out tonight or something, and we're going to do another Jaeger crate giveaway. Whoever's got the most views.
I hope I'm going to win that.
You would, yeah.
I commented.
I know you're done. Oh yeah.
I think I was first comment.
I think you were.
That's how keen I was to get that
Jaeger
crate of Jaeger. So what's the link with Jaeger? What's that kind of?
It's one of the Jaeger guys down in London basically had us down and showed us like all the. That's where they're the ones that told me about the espresso martini and the Jaeger. So good. But
I'm gonna try that next time I'm out and about.
Oh mate, honestly, it's nuts. They do like this is a strange market. I don't even know, product placement, whatever it is. They do like cold brew now from Jaeger.
Oh, really?
It's like Cafe Patron, because they've discontinued Cafe Patron. So it's like Jaeger strained through coffee.
Wow.
And it's nice. I don't like coffee at all, but I really like.
You like a Jaeger coffee?
I like a Jaeger coffee.
First thing in the morning. I get rid of that morning voice.
No shot of espresso for me, straight to a shot of Jaeger.
But it's Jaeger coffee, so it's fine. You're allowed to have it in the morning.
It gets you up for the day.
So what are you doing with the sound then?
Basically whoever's got like the most viewed or the most liked video, we're just gonna give them another crate of Jaeger or something. But
I feel like your brother could be up there in your brother could be getting a crate of Jaeger.
Actually, we might have to exclude him from that.
I feel like that would only be
fair. But yeah, it's the whole sort of album thing's a weird one. Obviously, a lot of people listen to albums now. But if you're trying to build an audience or build a brand or whatever, it just doesn't really seem like the way forward just now.
I would say so, because I mean, especially with the likes of TikTok, like
exactly,
you see people like artists releasing singles on that, and that's what
explodes. Yeah,
makes them explode. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's nuts. It's like that the A B C D
E F.
That just knocked Adele off the number one spot.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
It's weird how that's kind of modern day marketing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, you can and
I feel like see you doing it yourself as well. Yeah. Like that is what TikTok's about. Like if you were to like outsource that to some, I don't know, marketing team, like they wouldn't do the authentic.
It's all like organic, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And that's and then you can either complain about it or get on board, and I think TikTok's quite fun. So
it is, and it's definitely in terms of like, because I see quite a lot of TikToks now. It's like being a singer or a business owner, and you're having to come on and make videos to promote yourself. Shut up. Just do the work. Yeah. Do the work. But it's true though. Like if you've got a talent or skill or service you want to sell, like I feel like TikTok's a good way to to market it just
Yeah.
now. What would you say your main kind of streams are of market and advertising? Like, how would you?
I think it's still sort of like Instagram and word of mouth.
Yep.
TikTok following's not crazy enough to do that sort of numbers, but it's really good for sort of finding like your, like currently, because I don't have a very big following, but it's really, really good for finding like that 1 or 2 people a day or a week or something that'll then go over to your Instagram and see all your content there and enjoy the music and stuff. It's a really, really useful tool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
For sure, it really is, and it's the kind of thing where like you could literally, you just don't know you could release something, or you could put a video out and wake up the next day and it's got like 1 million views. It's insane.
And that's probably where some people's frustration comes from. Is you know, it's sort of, it does seem a bit like luck sometimes, but if you're not posting anything, you're not going to get lucky.
Exactly. So, you need to be in the you need to play the game. You need to play the game.
Totally.
That's funny. Like I reckon you probably get artists now who are maybe a bit older and they're like, what, like if they were like, what the hell's going on here?
I totally get that though. I totally get that, and I totally do get it.
You need to just keep up with like current
it's disruptive.
Trends.
But then again, it's just like, it's like when everyone laughed at the MP3 and everyone said that streaming was going to do nothing, and now everyone has to. If you're not on your streaming platforms, no one's going to listen to your music.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's life.
So how, in terms of, we touched briefly on like confidence, that kind of thing, like how do you kind of manage, like there must be days where you're like, well, I don't know, maybe not, but for me there was days, like there's even days now when I'm getting up and maybe making videos or business, I'm like, because when you're doing it yourself, I feel like it's a big responsibility, and if you don't do anything that day, like no one's going to give you into trouble for it. Yeah. Like how do you stay kind of motivated and focused on your path and your journey, and know that it is the one for you, the right thing?
I think you just have to love what you do, and I love nothing more than making music, and what comes with that, making TikToks and, you know, making like nice music videos or touring or anything. It's all part and parcel, and I think the goals are really important. That little goal book of I want to play King Tut's, I want to get X plays on the radio, want to do this. It's good to have goals, but you know, it's not the be all and end all. I just really, really love making music, and will do anything to continue to do that for as long as possible, basically.
Yeah. I can tell just from the way you speak, mate, and the way, you know, like watching yourself on social media, like whether it be TikTok or Instagram or even on your YouTube channel, like I can tell like you're really passionate and you're enjoying and loving what you're doing, which is really nice to see.
It's nuts, yeah. And
that's I think that's for anyone who's wanting to do their own thing. Like you have to love it. Yeah. Because there'll be times where I don't know, it's not like right now, myself and yourself probably included, like it's not because you're not getting like massive financial rewards or massive following, or it's just because like you actually really enjoy doing it. Yeah. And sometimes I
think me and you also both have this. It's sort of, it's making other people feel better. Yeah. Especially like your content is you know, it's feel good stuff, and it's really motivating, and I think music can sort of do that as well, especially with
entertainment.
Yeah, it's like songs that can mean certain things to certain people, and you know, I mean, the reason I wanted to do it is because I find so much, you know, motivation and love for other people's lyrics, making like is just makes you feel good. You find that one song that you really love that really sort of resonates with how you're feeling at that moment.
Definitely.
Or
stuff like that. I would say to me, music is therapeutic.
100%. Yeah.
Like honestly, it might sound a bit deep or cringy, but like when I listen to certain songs, like it literally takes me to another place sometimes. Yeah. It takes me to a memory, or it makes me like, you just shut your eyes and like it just changes your state. I think sometimes
100%. Yeah, that's what it is, and I think
so is that what music is to you?
Yeah, it makes me feel good, and I really like. Well, hopefully my songs make other people feel good, and you know, if they're in a place where they need a certain song or a certain lyric to resonate with them, if I can do that, then that's job done. Because I think
music is powerful.
Yeah.
Whether it be like the lyrics of a certain song or just the actual the sound of the song, it can have like a massive kind of impact on you.
Yeah.
Like there'll be days where I'll feel shit, and I'm like, I know that if I listen to a couple of songs, like it just changes you.
Yeah, no, totally, and it's completely universal, and that's why I think it's the best. It's like.
Yeah,
I mean, you get that sort of.
You must see when you're up on stage sometimes though, and you're looking down and everyone is like singing their heart out and just loving it. Like you must be like, oh my god, yes, this is amazing.
That's my favorite part of the whole thing. When you get to play a gig and everyone's singing the song that you've written.
Yeah,
best part.
Yeah, and they've all got a smile on their face.
Easily the best part.
Yeah,
like nothing comes close to that. That's it.
Yeah, because that was something I actually want to touch on. Is just like how powerful music is.
Yeah,
it really is. So, in terms of like, obviously you do gigs.
Yeah.
Spotify. How does the financial side of it work for like someone who is starting out? Like, are you mostly relying on gig money to keep you going? Are you relying on like online streams? Like, how does the financial side of being an artist work?
Definitely not online streams.
No,
I mean, if you hit success, it's good. I think about 1 million streams on Spotify will probably get you about £6,000.
Okay, and that's Spotify paying.
Yeah, that's Spotify. Okay, I think they pay 0.006 of a penny.
How kind?
Per stream.
How kind of them.
Yeah, yeah. But
and is that similar to like an Apple Music?
It's pretty much all similar. I think Spotify actually might pay the worst. But
oh really?
Yeah.
So what is it like? Spotify and Apple Music are the two main ones. Is there other platforms it goes?
There's a new thing on Tidal that's actually really cool. Where if you're if you're the listener's like top artist, you'll actually get a percentage of their subscription to the service.
Right. Okay.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
Way of sort of giving back to the artists.
Definitely.
But yeah, for anyone that's sort of starting out, gig money is really useful. You do have to make quite a lot of investment into yourself, and you need to see it as an investment. Going to the studio or marketing your song is expensive, but you have to believe in it. If you think you're going to reap the benefits of that, put everything into it. And
equipment as well must be quite.
Yeah, it is actually quite costly. I mean, but you don't need like the creme de la creme, especially nowadays. But then it's really hard. Actually, it is really hard. I can't produce to save my life. I don't know how to produce music.
Mm-hmm. How do you define producing? Like what is that?
Making like plugging it into the computer and like making it sound good, and then you've got to like mix it so your voice sounds a certain way with the guitar and all sorts of stuff like that. No idea how that works. And I mean, you go into a studio and you have a producer to do that for you.
And I suppose they're all costs you need to consider.
Yeah, costs you need to consider. Definitely worthwhile. All the producers that I've been very lucky that all the producers that I've worked with are unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Massive shout out to Jamie Holmes in Glasgow, who did like the last. Well, he did the last single. Well, the single coming out tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll be working with him for a very long time into the future. He's unbelievable. But yeah, there are a lot of costs involved with it, but invest in yourself, and if you enjoy doing it, and if you enjoy doing it, even if you don't reap the benefits one day, you've still done it,
and you're still enjoying yourself as well, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
That's the main thing. You're doing something that you love, so you don't mind investing a bit of cash and
totally
that sort of thing into it. But the main thing is for someone starting out is like your gig money is the kind of that's what probably keep you going in the early stages.
The gig money's good.
Would that even be the case for like the likes of a Lewis Capaldi? Obviously, he's got probably loads of revenue streams, but is gigging still a big earner for?
I don't actually know. I'm not as clued sort of up with that sort of thing because I don't really understand label deals.
Right.
In that, how much?
Okay.
You've got. I mean, if you are on your label, you're going to pay your label. You're going to pay your manager. You're going to pay your tour manager. You're going to pay all your crew. You will take home money.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean, as an independent artist, all of it. I mean, like 90% of our revenues is gig money. Mm-hmm. But if you're starting out, I would say go and find some support slots in your local city or wherever it be. Ask venues; they'll know if bands are needing support acts. And one thing that I actually never did, but I might do just now, and I should have done, is play pubs, like pub gigs.
Okay.
Because I think Kitty O'Shea's pays about £150 for the night.
Yeah.
The guys that are playing there, which is unbelievable.
And
but to be fair,
Kitty's a good atmosphere as well.
A great atmosphere. You're playing to like great people, and it's like, I mean, you just go in and pitch on, play your classic pub songs like, I don't know, some Sweet Caroline and stuff, and then like honestly, that's unbelievably good money for that, and then you'd build a fan base from there. The people that are coming to the pub, maybe you throw in a couple of your own songs. Go and chat to people afterwards and see what they think, and then if you've got a gig coming up, say, I don't know, if you're chatting to anyone afterwards, just give them a little nudge towards that. Or,
See, what would you say to a young artist, or obviously you are still a young artist, young singer, but someone that's maybe listening, and they don't even have to be young, maybe they just want to, they want to start, like what would you say to them, like, I don't know, like some advice, or is there anything you would have done differently when you first began that you know now, or some real key insights to what they should be doing?
Oh God, I think it's all, you've got to learn sort of the tricks of your trade yourself. I mean, it's a massive learning curve. I would just say start. I mean, the hardest thing for me to do was, put a song up or actually go and play a gig. And I think the support, if you look for it, is always there. Even in your different cities, you've got like your small music blogs, people that literally just write about. Actually, there's my advice: if you're in your city or your town, find your small music blogs, because they are unbelievable. They do it completely for free. I mean, they write about music, they'll promote your music, they probably know some venues because they will go and see the bands that they like, and it's all grassroots stuff. They'll go to concerts and there'll be 3 people there. Yeah, and they're the sort of people that that you need. They'll help you just because
some proper music lovers.
Yeah, they'll help you because they love music and they love grassroots artists, because without and I would say don't be afraid to start, because everyone starts somewhere. Because
I think for me, for a lot of people, like if they want to start something themselves, the biggest thing is like the kind of bit of fear, and it's like not knowing how they maybe be received. Or
I think I can't remember who said this on a podcast, but I think it's a bit of a culture thing. It's everyone will be your biggest fan. When I have to say, I am incredibly lucky. I had a lot of people supporting me from the very, very beginning. But a lot of people will sort of, whatever it is, make jokes or tease you or whatever. For
you're gonna get that.
Yeah, totally. For going to do something different. I mean, it's not.
Have you experienced that? Anyone
I
talking kind of?
No. I've been very, very lucky. Yeah. I've got like all my friends and my family and everything.
Really supportive.
Super supportive. So I'm incredibly lucky in that sort of sense. But I mean that would totally happen, and you just have to go for it. They will be your biggest fans, and they'll be the ones telling like their friends, "Oh, I knew." So I don't want to put a downer on it, but has there ever been a time where you've done a show and you're like, and I don't know, like my biggest fear would be doing a gig, right? And there's someone in the crowd that is disrupting shit. Like there may be like starting, I don't know, they're not enjoying it, or have you ever seen that or experienced? It happens. I mean, sometimes, like especially if you're on a support slot. I mean,
you'll get some dickheads probably.
Sometimes it's not as such. It's just like it's weird. It goes both ways. You're there to do a performance, and hopefully people enjoy it.
Yeah.
If it was like our headline gig and there was someone in the crowd chatting through the whole thing, or just like that would be so. I don't even know what I would do. It'd be so frustrating. But like support slots, you do get it. Like people will be at the bar chatting or something like that.
Yeah. But it's not like anyone's.
Yeah, I mean, if someone was just straight up being disrespectful, you just
get them chucked out.
You get them gone.
You need to get one of the team members to.
Yeah, get Mr. Andy Mackay.
You need to get some bodyguards in the team.
But yeah, if someone's being straight up disrespectful, that's you'd have to say the venue. But I think
you've not really experienced anything anything bad like that.
Not really, and I think.
It's not like a football match where you get guys screaming abuse at you.
I can't even imagine. I mean, if you're taking a throw, I scream abuse. If I'm at the football and someone's like,
"You're shit,"
someone's taking a throw for the other team, I'm just like, shout something. It must be nuts being a footballer. But I think you've got to be.
Because I think something you're on the pitch, you just turn around and you're like looking at the guy a metre away.
I know.
And they're kind of like, "Oh, yeah, you're actually a real person as well."
I know. Actually,
there's nothing like that though.
No, but I think not. I don't think deliberately, but I think you've got to be in the mindset of some people are going to like your music, some people are going to not. Especially when you're playing support slots, or especially if you're playing pubs. People just aren't going to be interested, and that's fine. Some people are just not going to like it, and that's just part and parcel of anything creative.
But that's it. But to any youngsters though, I think it's just like, don't be fearful, because
totally not.
I always say, like, what's the worst thing that could happen in this in this situation?
Yeah, and I think it's the whole thing about, you know, you only need that one person, especially with music. If one person's enjoying it and you can change that, like one person's day, or one person listens to your song and thinks, that's made my day better, or whatever, it comes to a gig or anything like that, then job done. Yeah. That's it.
Someone try to sneak in there.
They're going for the beer tap.
Someone's thirsty. Maybe they're going for some of that dodgy Buckfast. What was it?
Oh my god.
It was some strange looking Bucky.
I can't remember what it was called. It's basically, for everyone listening, it's like knockoff Bucky.
Yeah, it's knockoff Bucky. But be careful, because someone might have sponsored the studio with that knockoff Bucky, so be careful what you're saying.
It actually looks really good, and I have to say,
it's fantastic. It's you're dying for a drink of it.
Well, I'm definitely going to nick one, so I'm chatting shit about it, but I'm definitely going to nick one. And it's stronger than Bucky, so we'll have to see.
And you're off to Newcastle tonight, so that'll suit you for the train journey.
Definitely. No.
So before we go on to the quick fire, I want to ask about like the kind of lifestyle of being a musician and singer and stuff. Like, to me, it is a lot, like, it's opposite from like what in football and sports medicine. Is it pretty? What's it like? Is it sustainable to be doing all that, to like be going out like constantly and still pushing your music?
To me, I love going out and stuff like that, but I can't do it I mean, I've got to keep my voice in shape, and I really not resent, but I'm jealous of those that, you know, can go out like there's some people that do music, you know, your proper rock stars will just go out, party, they'll do whatever it is, and they'll be able to have like the most stunningly beautiful voice like the next day or something. I can't do that. I've got to take care of myself.
Take care of yourself. So only a couple of drinks.
Oh yeah.
Only a couple of years.
I'll like on the occasion or something, you can go for it, but
yeah, like the release of a new song. That's it.
I think tonight will be very good fun.
Yeah. What's that? You can tell me, what is it?
Does any of you drive a grey Audi?
Grey Audi? Oh no.
That's my fault.
Disaster.
Sorry about that.
Disaster.
No,
it's alright, don't worry.
Oh, there we go.
The rock star's blocking someone in.
Oh, sorry about that.
Where'd you park?
I don't know.
She came in with a bit of paper.
Sign.
I couldn't read it. I need glasses normally. Could you even read it?
It said grey Audi.
Grey
Give
Audi.
me keys. Whoops. I'm definitely not blocking anybody.
No. Oh well. I don't know. That car park is carnage out there though.
I know. To be fair, we'll see.
God knows where your car's gonna end up. So should we go quick fire?
Let's do it.
I say quick fire, but they can be long answers. It's not like one word answers. You don't need to do that.
I like Nesbitt's answers.
Oh, Nizzy's answers. Yeah.
Good.
He was a good guest actually.
He was very good. I really enjoyed that
podcast.
And he's actually, weirdly, he's one of me and my brother's favourite footballers.
I thought you were going to say favourite Dundee United footballer.
No.
He didn't last long there. He was only there a month or two.
But he's one of like our favourite footballers that, like, I'm not even just saying this. Me and Callum actually like sit in the crowd and just, I don't know, we like watching him.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's got a bit about him as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, what is on your bucket list as an artist, like venue or one thing that you want to have done by the end of your thing here? What's the kind of pinnacle? What would be the pinnacle?
Pinnacle. Glastonbury, probably.
Glastonbury?
Yeah. If it was like short term, I'd go for like Transmit or something like that. But yeah, Glastonbury.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. Who was? This is two answers. Who was and who is your favourite artist?
Was, still kind of is. We'll say Green Day.
Green Day.
Just, I think that American Idiot album's one of my favourite albums. Just because it tells a story as well. And I've seen the Broadway show. It's really good. It's cool. Yeah. And is just now a band called Gang of Youths from Australia.
Okay, Gang of Youths.
Unbelievable. It's like poetry over music. Yeah. They're like they just toured with Sam Fender, so they're down that sort of Sam Fender street. but they're so good. They're nuts.
What we've already covered this, but what was the best venue you've performed in?
Ooh.
Had to be, was it the Bad Friday?
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
It was insane.
Yeah. These ones are slightly different. Favorite book ever? Are you a reader?
Yeah, I like a favorite book. There's a book called, it's non-fiction. I know, is it fiction? What's the difference?
Yeah, let's don't put me in the spot like that. My brain
difference?
doesn't work that fast. Fiction is like fake stuff.
Oh, right, well,
Stories.
fiction. Then.
Yeah,
That's terrible. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
We'll cut that bit out. Listen, and I'm pretty sure I could. I might be wrong. I hope not. But I think fiction is like story. Anyway,
Yeah.
What's the
Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime? It's a bit of a mouthful. It's this kid and his dad. He's got learning difficulties. It's an insane story. There's a dog that gets killed outside of his house, and it's like a murder mystery. But it's just nuts. It's a great book. Very.
What was it called again?
Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime.
Okay.
It's very good.
Favorite film?
Oh god. Probably Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Nice. Favorite food?
I'll say the food that I eat most.
What are we going with here?
This is so bad. You as a nutritionist is gonna be like, oh my god.
What is it? Tell me.
Lidl's own brand
Oh.
tin of beans and sausages.
Okay, wow. That is...
As a student, you just take it out the tin.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
Put it in the bowl.
Microwave 2 minutes?
Exactly. Microwave.
Listen,
2 minutes.
Heinz make a decent version, but we're not even we're going Lidl.
We have to just go Lidl,
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Listen, student life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Student life.
It is what it is.
That's all you got. Is that every night? Is that dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
To get those beans down, yeah.
Number 8, so a little bit longer. What do you define success as in your life or generally?
Oh God. A bit of both. It's about making yourself happy, but I think sort of true success in how I see it is making a difference to sort of other people. I think obviously success within yourself is, yourself being happy, healthy, that sort of stuff. But when I see successful people, true success is, to me, being able to help other people, stuff like that. Being in a position to help others, or just helping others in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you see that in terms of yourself through music?
Maybe not through, indirectly, maybe through just music in general and songs and what that does for people. But yeah, I really like teaching. I might, after university, I've not decided yet, I might do a teaching degree, and I tutor maths.
Okay.
That's how I make enough money to pay for the studio and stuff. I really enjoy that. It's
Hustling.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see other people sort of do well, and I really enjoy maths. I just like it.
I think there's something nice about. So I do it a lot. I feel that kind of same
coaching. Yeah,
coaching. It's
totally.
like teaching. It's the same kind of idea. Like you're trying to bring someone from A to B kind of thing.
100%.
It's pretty fulfilling. I think
it's incredibly rewarding for both parties. Yeah, it's nice.
I like that. So we covered this already. What would you say to a young singer or musician starting off in their journey, even though you are a young musician yourself? What would you say to someone or yourself?
Just start. Write a song, put it out, whether it's on SoundCloud, Spotify, mark it as a demo. Don't worry about whether it sounds like X, Y, or Z. You're gonna write 1,000 songs in your lifetime. Don't be worried or worked up about one, because finish the one that you're on, see if anyone likes it. If they don't, move on to the next one. Keep going.
That's it. Keep going.
Yeah.
That's it. Last one. What's next for Josh Grant 2022? What have you got lined up? Anything? Obviously the new single.
We have so many songs.
You got more singles coming out this year.
Yeah.
More all similar to this new single.
The sounds like it's sort of developing, which is really exciting for me. I really like that sort of like Green Day-esque pop punk sort of stuff.
That's good.
So it's gonna hopefully see some development in that.
Okay, nice.
They're gonna
Can we put a number on singles? How many singles are you hoping to bring out?
Oh my, I can't put out too many, because then you can't really put out. It's weird because
you don't want to give them too much.
No, it's not.
You don't want to give the people too much.
It's that, and it's like the life of a single, you're probably looking at about 3 months.
Okay.
So I'll promote this one for 3 months, and then you release your other one, and then you go down. So you can't actually get that many singles out in a year.
Yeah.
Because if you put like, you can release an EP, but that's again in like early stages. If you're
what's an EP?
Extended play.
All right.
And it's like 3 songs, 4
Okay.
songs. So not quite an album,
right,
but a body of work.
All right.
But if you're releasing that all at once, your 2 other songs are gonna get lost basically because because people
you don't want that to happen. You don't want to get put out too much and then maybe 1 or 2 get completely overlooked, kind of thing.
Totally.
Because I would agree, like from if an artist brings out an album, like I'll automatically probably only go to like 2 or 3 songs, and then you quite often miss
the whole thing.
The rest of them, so that makes sense.
So I mean maybe 4, 5. Maybe 5.
And I take it you'll do gigs after each one, yeah. And are they like weekend or through the week? What's the kind of?
I'm not sure actually. It sort of just depends what comes up. We do like the weekend slots because it's obviously better, but sometimes they can be hard to get. So
Scotland as well for most of the gigs, or will you be?
We really hope we can get down to Leeds and Liverpool. There's 2 really good sort of like grassroots festivals live in Leeds and Liverpool Sound City. It's like new music, really cool, and they'll be like the first sort of festivals that we ever play. Hopefully we get down there.
Okay, cool. Well, that brings us nicely to a close, and if anyone obviously is looking for Josh, you're going to see a good few singles, and you're also going to be able to see you live as well. And obviously if you want to see Josh's stuff, where are they going to find you?
Everywhere.
Every single. Just appear everywhere. That works. See if you're everywhere. Like that's what you strive for. So what we got?
I sometimes do feel sorry for people who follow me because it's just.
Listen, they can unfollow you if they want to.
That's what it is. It's relentless. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Hopefully on the airwaves, maybe Spotify. If you search my name up on any streaming platform, hopefully you get something.
Joshua Grant.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll link all your socials and
Thank
stuff
you very
below.
much.
And one last question. So in terms of the radio stuff, is that good? Is that pretty good for your music if it gets radio slots?
Oh yeah, it's great because all the radio stations have got like their social medias on Facebook and Twitter, and
they put it out on those as well.
Put it out on them as well, so it's good. Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, well, thank you very much
for
spending your afternoon. I know you've got a big release this evening of the song, so thank you for spending.
Here first.
There we go. So I'm going to link all your stuff below, and I think honestly, mate, I think you'll have every success with the songs you bring out. They're really good to listen to. So thank you, and we will hopefully get you back in again.
I love that. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
And as I said, I'll tag all your socials and stuff. And for any players, we're moving back onto football. But any players, any football players, I'm plugging my own stuff at the end here, right?
100%.
Always. I've not been plugging it, and I've said to myself, Sam, you need to start plugging your own things. So if there's any football players listening, or any singers who want to be football players, then there's your keys back. Thank you. If there's any singers or up-and-coming singers or Joshua Grant fans that are looking for a bit of football training, then you can go and grab one of my training programs from samwardrop.com.
Actually, I have one
You're
of my
gonna do one?
No. One of my friends, Jack Grimshaw.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Sings your praises. Sings your praises all the time.
Well, I saw Jack in Kitties last weekend.
No chance.
I did, yeah.
That was nice.
He plays.
Actually, he loves Kitties as well.
He plays for Pollock.
Yeah. But he sings her praises all the time. So
good. There we go. So it's going to be a good program. All right. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.